Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Wano video, this time in a ranked analysis, as we go over once more a game where we get to play against most likely the strongest division currently in the game, US, which has a good amount of variety, and this time around the enemy went cheesy here, going with the Healer Rush, and yeah, I want to show how I dealt with that without knowing that it's coming, even without sounds coming. I'm usually not listening into the enemy for engine noises or anything like that, as I find that quite cheesy, so I'm not doing that. And yeah, I played 39th with a pretty standard opener. Let's go over that here at the beginning. So yeah, 5 recon units, pretty standard for this map, as you want to have a lot of angles where you want to see. So once a parry that was supposed to come here first to be able to deal with enemy recon infantry, followed up by some Motostralkis together with BTRs, which as high-vet infantry can deal with enemy infantry nicely as well. And a leader that gets all of this captured, though that one is supposed to go to Alpha and then move on to Charlie later. Plus Estrella 10M, as that is a pretty decent anti-helicopter and also close-range anti-aircraft AA defense that was supposed to help out from the rear, knowing that Apaches are an option on the enemy side. And then down low here we have a bit of a push for the south, as I decided to go a bit for the open field here with long-range Storm ATGMs, a T-80, and then 3 AA pieces, 1 long-range, in case there's any planes coming around, with a coupe, 1 Igla for the town, as this position over here in the church tower is always quite nice for manpad teams, and then 1 Strela that was supposed to help the southern push as short-range AA. So yeah, that was the opener. Let's see how it plays out here, as the enemy came in with the F-15 as well to protect, and this is really hard to beat with planes yourself on their own, because F-15 obviously best fighter in the game. So dealing with the F-15 plus all the helicopters with your planes is quite hard. And yeah, it's 5 helicopters, 2 Kiowa warriors here as the scouts, and then 3 Apaches behind it, 1 ATGM, 2 rockets, as you don't get the mixed Apache anymore in that division. But those are all real potent. Field supply point to resupply the helicopters throughout the game in the rear as well. So I'm not quite sure if that was the best option here. Enemy being quite high rank win rate player, actually being ranked above me at the moment. So it, in the top 100s here, or Euphorias, and coming around with the Kiowa warrior. That's the moment where I realized what's happening. Getting my infantry out here, Saperi Kumrodi reacting a bit late to this whole action, as but the units in the north still moved on. The leader here being stuck a bit, Igla getting out, trying to get a shot out. Bit of damage was achieved, but the Kiowa spotting the Igla here, allowing the Gazelle to get the kill. Apache at least pushed back, whilst the Coupe got a hit on the F-15, and other F-15 here flying in the rear. As I tried to bring in the plane, got out alive with an Su-27. I just saw the one, I didn't know about the second Eagle, so I tried to bait it over here. But yeah, my Su-27 had to disengage. So the helicopters did their damage here, but knowing that the enemy has 2 F-15s and 5 Apaches, I know there is little on the ground. So I know I can push in here, try to grab some ground, and go from there. Strela here trying to go around and hide a bit while still being able to maybe get a couple of shots off. The BTRs here, next target. I tried to hide them behind buildings. Strela missing its first shot here. Quite unfortunate. Kiowa warrior and Apaches coming around. Strela getting a hit. That was a nice one. Getting another shot out. Missing that one though. Then trying to get another one out. Missing that one as well, even with 1 vet and 55% accuracy. So the ECM obviously on the patch is helping out. Strela trying to disengage the whole action there, as it has to reload after 4 shots with carrying 1 reload for its 4 launchers on top. BTRs here hiding around, whilst the Apache coming around. F-15 missing a dodging a missile of the Strela as well. Whilst I know I have to get a bit more AA out, and I have to get aggressive. +3 situation is good. Enemy, though, repairing their helicopters, will come in now with ground forces to cover the area that the helicopters did rescue. The enemy should have gotten some infantry in here already. That's what I expected. Infantry only coming in now, actually quite late. I expected more there, so I was moving on quite carefully, whilst getting some Redvedka over here to figure out what's going on here, getting ready with the T-80 to move and follow all of that on the same time, as the enemy got its stuff in, get the helicopters back to be ready again, and that's obviously a really scary prospect. So I tried to take the fight here forward, and Motostrelkis on high veterancy actually eliminating the engineers quite nicely, together with the BTR. BTR always really, really helpful against soft infantry targets. And yeah, the damage here is quite solid. They stun me down with the satchel charges, but thanks to the high veterancy and the BTR, the fight still goes into my favor, even against those CQC infantry, as the enemy did forget or didn't use veterancy on the infantry. Mistake there for sure on their end. Engineer being routed because of it. Sniper here getting found by the Redvedka. Nothing else firing, so and nothing else hunting down the Redvedka, for example, so I knew nothing would be here. Pushing forward now with the BMP and the Storm. Strela will follow up in a second as well. Coming in maybe a bit late if the enemy, enemy already coming in with helicopters here. If the enemy would have moved over here, I could have moved better with the Strela and the Coop. Coop already getting a reload here, Su-27 flying above everything, staying behind the AA coverage though. Mi-24V AA coming around as well, and a couple more Motostrelkis to secure Alpha, whilst I'm getting these points, and I know it will be tough against 3rd US to get points in the late game, so I tried to get the take up early here now. The T-80 BVK going for the capture here. BTR with Saperi Comrodi moving into Alpha, getting that one captured as I realized the helicopter's coming around. So I knew it would be hard to hold around here. Strela spreading its shots, should have been attack ordered onto the Apache rockets. Then it might have gotten the kill there. Enemy coming in with a strong force again though. Getting the kills there. F-15s hunting down onto my Mi-24V. Getting the kill there. Strelas and Coops not in place to get the kill in return. And yeah, that was a waste there, though Su-27 coming in nicely as the enemy angled away from my air spawn, and I got the kill there. First F-15 down, Su-27 immediately evacuating, high ECM plane as well. A bit lucky, but yeah, calculated risk there, as I knew I needed to get some of the enemy air down. So the moment that F-15 slightly angled, I was falling in the Su-27, so it could get hits without the F-15 being able to retaliate. And now all the helicopters coming around, Strela 10M is moving over, but the others over here a bit out of position. Should have moved a bit further forward, but as I said, I was worried about infantry around here. And so the enemy helicopters pushing over here were a bit scary. I had to disengage. Strela 10M moving back. F-15 moved away, the other one I killed. So I knew enemy most likely not gonna have any fighters right now. And the Kiowa warriors, they only have 2 off. And they are easy to kill, they only have 4 hit points, so that was the target here. Su-27 coming in for the double kill here on the Kiovas. First one down, second one down. And that takes a lot of punching out of these Apaches because they lose their eyes. And they are still scary, they still can do a lot of damage, but they are not as easy to roll over me now. And I can play slowly here, knowing that I can't necessarily engage over here. F-15 was to be expected as well, so Su-27 stayed back, didn't go for the dive there, as I wanted to keep it around my AA network, plus, yeah, getting in the rest of my air fleet, so I can overwhelm the F-15 potentially. 4 Apaches now on the enemy side. My planes coming in to try to get the kills there. Enemy obviously going to dive down with them, but they take a while for that, so at least 1 Apache goes down. Unfortunately, my guys not able to get the second one, but enough damage down there nonetheless. Another Apache down. Planes need to come back. These ones saving the Su-27's way home, and then the fighters stay in the rear, protecting me from Apaches going any further forward, whilst I'm setting up more of a foothold here. Enemy coming around with Bradleys. I have secured this, and I want to secure this open space here from the enemy to push over easily, so Conquerors and more Storms and co coming forward. TADBVK not in the best spot here right now, as it can't see the Bradley, misses its shot there, and the Bradley does get a hit. I should have evacuated it a bit earlier. Double miss there by the TADBVK. The Bradley doesn't do that mistake and gets the kill there. So yeah, I know I have to give up this area a bit for a while. Motostrelkis with high veterancy against 0 veterancy fire teams, that still can work out, but Bradley is quite scary. BTR has to be careful, as I send in more forces to secure the south here now. Me-24K coming in forward as a helicopter, because I can protect it as well, and the enemy hasn't shown any ground AA yet. Nothing has fired on any of my planes, so I was pretty confident that this was an overextension, and only the F-15s could kill it, and if they ever dive on my Me-24K, then my AA should be able to take them out. And at rate 55 point helicopter against a 280 point plane, that is a trait that I take every day here. And yeah, more coops coming around here to make sure of that. Enemy gets the capture here. Sends a CV up here as well, so that will stop the tick. And we get to kill the fire team dragons here at least. Enemy not quick on the move out here, so the fire teams go down. Bradley's in a good spot though, can take care of the open area. The Me-24K can't kill it. We have more helicopters with 80 gems on the way though, as now with Cons flying fast, and the 19 damage versus the 5 frontal armor Bradleys being a one-shot. They are really helpful tools as well to deal with these Bradleys until the enemy has more AA, and forcing the enemy into buying more AA as well. Chaparrals coming onto the battlefield, whilst Motostrelkis and infantry can be bought to try to contest the zone again, because that is my way to victory. Getting 2,000 points here, 28 minutes. I don't want to go that long game against 30 US. They're heavy tanks, and their combined arms is a bit higher quality in the late game than what you get with 39th here. So Motostrelki is moving forward. If I would have known what kind of deck the enemy was playing, like for a tournament, I would have for sure moved an Osa card into my deck. You have some fast moving, good AA pieces. With only 3 AA cards, 1 Igla, 1 Strela, and 1 Cube card, I didn't have that luxury. So I had to be a bit more conservative with my AA pieces, losing one of the Strelas already up north. So I knew I couldn't contest up here with AA, like with my lack of AA. So the enemy could have always come around with Apaches and murder me if I tried to move up there. So Bravo was the only option, keeping my AA umbrella over the whole area. And Me-24 exploiting that the enemy doesn't have AA yet. Apaches can't really do much about it, forcing the enemy out. Supporting the Motostrelkis pushing forward here as well. As if the birdie shows itself, it gets a cocon into its face as well. Which Red Cassipari is here really helpful. Scouting all of that, whilst the enemy. I was worried that they would push over here, so Motostrelki Medis coming around to prevent them coming down from into the valley. And more focus here on the open ground. Focus on getting Bravo here, as the enemy now moved in with some Chaparrals to get the AA up to hunt down my Me-24V, opening up the defensive route here. So my helicopters fall back. Enemy pushing actually quite deep there, so helicopters fall back further. BMP on the hunt here to try to get the Chaparral. One of them without protection, getting caught, getting killed. Conquerors here from the side helping out. I saw the Apaches moving south here. I already put some Iglas into this building, protecting this flank, and then I moved the Strela 10 around here as well with 3 AA pieces. It would be at least bloody for these Apaches to try to push me here. Plus, I can send my fighters down this lane as well and get the kills there. Coops in decent spots for assistance as well, and the BMP gets back in here, whilst the Bradley CV has been pushed out, getting the +2 tick up Once more, Saperis and helicopters moving around with the Chaparral killed over here. The helicopters have a bit of room again over there. And yeah, Bradley versus BMP-1 KR. They don't have smoke launchers though, which is pretty annoying on these BMP-1 CV leaders. So yeah, I had to disengage there. Luckily the Bradley did miss, but my BMP magically did hit. And then I tried to hit enemy Chaparral here with that LGB, then lost line of sight, and this one here stumbling a bit into its own death by flying these weird 8s and then just flying into the enemy in a second. That was a big mistake, as this being able to kill enemy short-range AA or killing enemy M1A1HAs is a super valuable tool in your arsenal. So yeah, it will stumble into its own death, and that was a big mistake. I should have just called it back home and not leave it out here for F-15s or so on to fry it. I kind of wanted to use it as bait, but that didn't really work out, and it, yeah, flies around weirdly here. Now flies straight into the enemy, gets hit. F-15 comes in. Triple F-15 that is. Getting the kill. Good micro there by my enemy. Getting them out before they fly over any coops. But we have the +2. And that's about 1000 points. And now I just need to get rid of M1A1s. So yeah, my planes here flying in the rear. With the AA network together, they can trade nicely there. And we tried to push recon forward. I luckily had good enough recon myself to see that stuff, so I tried to deal with that. BTRs coming in helpful with their long-range MGs. Being able to deal with these scouts. I tried to deal with the AA now with my artillery, so I can use my helicopters again against the M1A1s. Pivot, pretty scary. Moving away from that. Whilst artillery didn't quite get the Chaparral. I could see us had to get closer. M1A1 coming around, scouts here, and the Retretka both not firing. Scouts have their weapon even deactivated. Retretka Saperi being on return fire. BTR coming along to try to help out against that. Hitting the scouts. As also more AT weapons come around, all around to get some angles. Potentially side shot the enemy. Conquers here, using its ATGMs now against the Bradley. Getting the kill. Retretka Saperi surviving. Enemy scouts going down. M1A1HA. Scary opponent. Storm and Conquers going around. Good side shot there. Only one HA being pushed back without recon. The HAs can't do much on their own there. And in the middle, Bradley's getting killed by motor strikers as well. So all of that going pretty decently. The pivot got the kill onto my recon helicopter, but that was not the most important unit there anyways. Fireteam Dragon getting killed out in the open. HA Abrams going down. And that is a really strong kill. I actually just fired onto this position, trying to kill it whilst was standing still. Then it moved forward, but I realized with the damage I dealt to it, it would move back in and got the kill there. A bit lucky, but yeah, got the kill there on the damaged M1A1. Whilst the defense on the side is solid here. Motostrelki Medis cutting off the best flanking positions. And we have the +2 going on, 8 minutes going, and the enemy under pressure to actually get stuff done here. With 1,300 points being a good advantage on this map in general. LGB1 being ready to deal with an M1A1 if necessary. DHAs are pretty scary. A lot of other planes coming around. Coops moving forward to give closer range support. Rapiras coming around everywhere as good AT weapons. Helicopters being around as well. And the LGBs sitting around. Storm with their long-range ATGMs. A really strong tool as well. Conquerors here with the hits against the M1A1s. From the side, TADBV coming in, dealing some damage as well. And the LGB gets the kill there. Fireteam leader trying to get in, but we have the artillery by now as well to deal with positions like that. Conquerors against Bradley. Functioning really nicely as well. And that's the issue with Bradleys. They are so easy to kill by any kind of ATGM, and they are pretty expensive for that. So the enemy can't really replace them. They're strong against tanks. They are pretty good against infantry as well, but they are really expensive if you lose them. My high veterancy infantry here in general doing a good job. Engineers once more out of their depth. The coops getting a nice kill here as well, and the kill feed is completely blue here. Enemy trying to get an M1A1 CV in there, but artillery already aiming up here. I also got some gruts at this point to deal with positions like this. Whilst the Motostrelkis here trying to get into the building to get some side shots. Enemy pushes forward with the armor, but not having the cost-efficient infantry around it to protect it. And the Motostrelkis get the kill there with the RPGs. Rapira helping out from the side. Good hits here with the Motostrelkis once more. Helicopter is now pushing forward, but I just suicide on them. And that's the moment where the enemy taps out, knowing that this game is over and that they won't be able to get back in there. So yeah, a really intense game. And the early game is scary. Like, they ran over a couple of my positions, but I knew I just would have to give a bit of ground, and they would be not able to cover the ground on their own for too long. And yeah, as you can see, I lost 4 units there, together with 3 transports. Not ideal, but I maybe could have microed it a slight bit better. Obviously, with Southern coming, you can prepare even better for it. But I, as I said, don't do that. So, and even then, it is something you can deal with. You just have to be careful. Don't give the Apaches any too valuable targets. Try to bait them in, and try to make the enemy overextend slightly, and then slowly push them over. Concentrate on one half of the map, the one with the most points, most likely, and then try to still grab that area early on before they can completely bunker down and get all the units that they need to defend that area that the Apaches got early on. You need to still do something in the first 5-6 minutes before they are too entrenched, because then 3rd US is just unbeatable. But before that, it's quite easy to take some grounds if you don't lose too much to the Apaches first interaction. And yeah, good fighters, obviously, like the SU-27s, help out quite nicely. In other decks, you will have better ground-based AA though, which can do similar jobs as well. And yeah, AA helicopters actually can help out against the Apaches quite nicely as well. I lost mine a bit too easily here, but there are a good couple of ways you can deal with this. So yep, thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you next time. A lot of league casting going to come up the next couple of days, so hope to see you all there. And yeah, have a nice day.